This is July 26 this year in Chengdu, Sichuan Province. A young man wearing a mask successfully climbed to the top of Chengdu's tallest building, Shufeng 468. In the darkness and rain, he lit a red signal flare. The scene was incredibly cool. The video was quickly deleted from Chinese social media. It circulated on the X platform and has garnered over 1 million views, leaving many viewers deeply moved. Chinese netizens commented, "The courage and ability of young people far exceed our imagination. The people should not be afraid of the government should be afraid of its people. Climbing to the roof is already impressive, wearing the V mask elevates it, setting off a signal flare is incredibly awesome." Why were overseas Chinese moved by this young man? The super high-rise project, designed to be 468 meters tall, had been stalled for a long time, but resumed construction in recent years and is currently one of Chengdu's iconic high-rise buildings under construction. Climbing such a tall building requires immense courage, and the young man even set off a signal flare after successfully reaching the top. But these aren't the most important aspects. What truly shows is the mask he wore, demonstrating that his actions weren't merely a celebration of his success. Amidst the torrential rain and thunderstorms, the mask looks like one from the film V for Vendetta, but it's actually a mask modeled after the surrealist painter Salvador Dali from the Spanish TV series Money Heist. Either the V for Vendetta mask or Salvador Dali's mask symbolizes resistance and struggle against authoritarianism. In other words, it's not just about the mask. Behind it lies not just a face, but the awakening spirit of the Chinese people. Some readers have reported that the V for Vendetta mask has long been banned in China, making it unavailable for purchase. Perhaps the Salvador Dali mask serves as a substitute. During the era when Hu Jintao was the leader of the Chinese Communist Party, the film V for Vendetta was broadcast on China's state television's movie channel. However, under Xi Jinping's leadership, this film has become banned. Even on Douban, a popular film, television, and book review website among young Chinese people, the word entry for V for Vendetta has been forcibly removed. The film is set in a fictional future, London under neo-fascist rule, and tells the story of freedom fighter V's resistance against the totalitarian Norse Fire political party. Producer Joel Silver stated that the film's important message is, "The people should not fear the government should fear the power of the people. Long live freedom." Undoubtedly, the current CCP leader Xi Jinping has zero tolerance for this film. Chengdu is the capital city of Sichuan Province in southwest China. China is a vast country. Different provinces have different temperaments and characteristics. For example, men in northern China are somewhat chauvinistic, while men in Sichuan Province have a nickname, sticky rice ears, meaning they are gentle and particularly obedient to their wives. However, it's in this region that men have committed such courageous acts. This year it's Chengdu, last year it was Chongqing. Chongqing is about 300 kilometers from Chengdu, roughly a 4-hour drive. This city was designated a municipality directly under the central government in 1997, separating from Sichuan Province. On August 29, 2025 at 10 p.m., a giant banner was projected onto the Shizhe Street in Chongqing University Town, lasting for over 50 minutes. The banner read, "Only without the Communist Party can there be a new China. Freedom is not a gift, it must be taken back. Arise, people who refuse to be slaves, rise up and reclaim your rights. Down with red fascism, overthrow the Communist Party's tyranny. No lies, only truth, no enslavement, only freedom. Tyrannical Communist Party, down." After the banner was projected for 50 minutes, Chongqing police finally located the hotel room and shut down the equipment. On the table, the police found a note left by the projector operator before leaving. The initiator of the action, Chi Hong, later appeared in the UK with his family. On August 31st of last year, the YouTube channel Unclear Podcast broadcast an interview with Chi Hong. Chi Hong declined to show his face in public for security reasons. He said that he grew up in a remote mountain village in Chongqing. One day while visiting Tiananmen Square, he was arrested as a Falun Gong practitioner. Although it was later proven he wasn't, he was detained in a detention center for over 20 days. During this time, he was beaten and assaulted, and he witnessed others being released after being tortured to the point of insanity. Falun Gong is a spiritual belief group. Its practitioners believe in truthfulness, compassion, and forbearance, and practice 5 sets of exercises to maintain good health. In traditional Chinese culture, this activity is called cultivation. In the 1990s, because of the number of practitioners exceeded the number of party members, then party leader Jiang Zemin launched the campaign to ban and persecute it, a persecution that continues to this day. Inspired by the White Paper movement and other events, Qi Hong also wanted to express his feelings in his own way, calling on people to pursue democracy and freedom. He left the hotel on August 20th, 2025, and arrived in the UK with his wife and 2 daughters on August 21st. He then remotely operated the projector, causing the giant projection to appear on August 29th. A netizen from mainland China submitted some information to a blogger on the X platform, stating that near that building in Chongqing, because of this event, a large number of surveillance cameras were installed around April or May this year. Many new surveillance poles were also built along the entire pedestrian street, and special police officers are permanently stationed within the pedestrian area. This netizen wrote, "I truly get the idea where the CCP stability maintenance funds have gone. The hefty taxes paid by all our citizens have turned into cameras everywhere." In that letter left in the hotel, Qi Hong wrote to the Chinese police, "The crimes committed by the Communist Party on this land are countless. Please try not to aid and abet them. Perhaps you are a beneficiary now, but I believe that most people, going back 3 generations or even 1 generation, have all suffered persecution by the Communist Party. It's just that the Chinese people are too forgetful." Despite the Chinese people's forgetfulness, since the beginning of 2026, a force has been pushing young people to seek out history. For some unknown reason, a book has recently suddenly attracted attention among Chinese netizens. On Douban, many young readers expressed their shock. "Reading this book filled me with dread and anger countless times. There was such a concealed, forcibly forgotten history. So many women suffered so much. Many of these Hunan women were under 18. Regardless of their education level, they were all full of enthusiasm, contributing to the country by enlisting in the army. But it was all a scam. They were just a group of junior and senior high school students exchanging their innocent lives for the praise of being good women. Don't call them mums anymore. They are a group of deceived kids. This country is not worthy of these women. This country does not deserve wives and mothers." Qin Shi Huang was the emperor of the feudal dynasty that unified China more than 2,000 years ago, and he built the Great Wall. In Chinese Communist Party textbooks, he is portrayed as a tyrant. Netizens are now thinking about the CCP's propaganda capabilities. After reading the book, I feel so sorry for Qin Shi Huang being called a tyrant. If he had learned this rhetoric, those people would have willingly piled their bones under the Great Wall as a foundation. The book's title is 8,000 Hunan women were sent to Tianshan Mountains. Of course, the related comments on Douban quickly disappeared. However, on July 27th, netizens discovered that this book had reappeared on Chinese social media, ranking 4th on WeChat readers' trending topics list. What kind of history was that? In 1949, after the CCP seized power, guided by the ideology of man definitely can conquer nature, it resolved to develop Xinjiang, a region that accounts for 1/6 of China's land. The Tianshan Mountains are right there. It was a deserted, agobe alkaline marshes and swamps. For thousands of years, no one had expected to grow crops in those places. The CCP sent soldiers to carry out large-scale land reclamation. Shortly, the CCP discovered the difficulty. Completing the party's task seemed to require a very, very long time. So the problem arose. Without women, the soldiers couldn't settle down and work the hard labor there. The CCP generals set their sights on the gentle young women of Hunan Province in southern China. Thus, the party launched a massive propaganda campaign to recruit female soldiers from Hunan to go to Xinjiang. The recruitment advertisements made absolutely no mention of marriage or childbirth. The recruitment notices portrayed Xinjiang as a picturesque and alluring place. Girls could attend Russian language schools and other types of schools, work as textile workers in factories, drive tractors on farms, or join military cultural troops. Inspired by the slogan, "Ambitious youth, go to Xinjiang and contribute your youth to the great northwest of the motherland," batches of young girls gathered at recruitment sites, singing the famous Soviet song, the Song of Komsomol. From 1951 to 1952, more than 8,000 girls were sent to Xinjiang by train in 2 batches. How harsh were the conditions? For example, in the Gobi Desert, due to extreme thirst, everyone had blisters on their lips. Every time they opened their mouths, their lips would crack and bleed. Many girls didn't even make it to Xinjiang. They withered like flowers along the way. The officers and soldiers in Xinjiang, according to rank, were assigned wives by the organization. The girls had no choice. In the vast deserts and Gobi, they had nowhere to escape. Their husbands were designated by the organization. They might be old, they might be unattractive. Whether girls liked them or not, they had no choice. This wasn't the worst part. After becoming wives, the girls had to work like men. Due to the strong winds and sandstorms while working and the excessive sweating, the Hunan women developed clumps of lice, which they called revolutionary worms. Excessive labor caused many Hunan women to lose their menstrual cycles. Their youth slipped away unnoticed in the year-after-year toil, and returning home became an unattainable dream. Whenever the girls missed their hometown, they would sing a local folk song. If I were to be a king in a foreign land, I would rather be a bootmaker in my homeland. When singing, tears were streaming down their faces. According to statistics from the Xinjiang Military Region Archives, among the 8,000 Hunan women who came to Xinjiang, the oldest was 19 years old, and the youngest was only 13. In the 1950s, compared to other regions of China, Xinjiang in the northwest was a barren land. Entering 2026, compared to the world, in the hearts of young Chinese people, the motherland is a barren land. As the Chinese internet buzzed in late July over the awarding of the Fields Medal to 2 Chinese mathematicians, many netizens commented, "Don't choose your homeland, go to fertile land." The Fields Medal, often called the Nobel Prize for Mathematics, is one of the highest honors in the international mathematics community. At the opening ceremony of the 2026 International Congress of Mathematicians in Philadelphia, USA, on July 23rd, 2 of the 4 laureates were from China, Deng Yu and Wang Hong. This marks the first time Chinese mathematicians have received the Fields Medal. On Chinese social media platforms such as Weibo and Xiaohongshu, topics like Fields Medal and Chinese mathematicians win the Fields Medal for the first time garnered millions of views. However, what is somewhat embarrassing for the party media and Chinese universities is that Wang Hong studied at Paris Sud University in École Polytechnique in France before obtaining her PhD from MIT. She is currently a professor at New York University and a tenured professor at IHES in France. Deng Yu entered Peking University in 2007, the same year as Wang Hong, but transferred to MIT in 2009. He later obtained his PhD from Princeton University and has been teaching at the University of Chicago since 2024. On July 23rd, École Polytechnique's YouTube channel released an interview video with Wang Hong titled 3 Minutes with Wang Hong. In the video, Wang Hong mentioned that my grades weren't particularly outstanding in university and that she seized the opportunity to transfer from Peking University to École Polytechnique through an entrance exam, studying under Professor Ivan Martel.
He told me that if I have any difficulty on reading, I could just collect them and ask him in the next meeting. That was the first time I realized I didn't have to figure out everything by myself and someone is there willing to help me. And this gives me some reassurance and I became more patient and less nervous.
State media and Chinese universities deliberately erased the overseas experiences of 2 laureates. They, along with some prominent figures, called for the 2 laureates to return to China to teach. In response, Chinese netizens said, "Don't choose your homeland, go to fertile soil." Why? Because if you return to your homeland, you will feel out of place. On July 25th, a satirical video, Fields Medal winner returns home for onboarding training be like, went viral on the Chinese internet. The video fictionalized an onboarding training for a Fields Medal winner returning to China to join a university. In this training, the girl is seen conversing with a teacher. The teacher points out the laureate's shortcomings. My parents are ordinary teachers in a small town. Yes, you're right, my family background isn't good. I'm 35 years old, unmarried and childless. Going out to find a job is basically hopeless. Oh, okay, I'll write that down, unless I sell insurance. I've been abroad for too long and always use English when lecturing. Teacher, you're right to remind me. I'll try to speak Chinese more often in the future. Yes, the wave of Catch the Spy is trending. Catch the Spy is a film by the well-known Chinese director Feng Xiaogong. Its English title is I Know Who You Are. Despite the vigorous promotion by his good friend Han Hong, it flopped at the box office. I had offended some teachers, for previously I said that I felt discouraged. Oh teacher, let's talk about this behind closed doors. I really felt that my teacher wasn't very concerned about my research project back then. Oh, I see. Because teachers also need to eat, they were all busy begging for money from EMBA programs. Teacher, you know, I just started out. My starting point is so low. You have to help me think of a way. Oh, there's still hope for me? Okay, please speak slowly. I'll write it all down. 1. When publishing papers, always write the leader's name as the first author. Finally, when the girl asked about the salary, the teacher comforted her, saying, although the income isn't high, after making significant contributions, you can give a speech as a representative of outstanding women. Yes, this generation of young Chinese people is not easy to fool. Let's look at a middle school dormitory on July 12th this year. This is Chongqing Middle School in Sichuan Province. Students imitated the famous scenes of Xi Jinping and Kim Jong-un welcoming foreign guests. The welcoming team raised their hands, jumped and danced with their arms and legs. The comments were even more lively, with netizens writing, "The dormitory head talks about dormitory management. General, I can't jump anymore. We must resolutely uphold the dormitory's head decisions and resolutely carry out the dormitory head's instructions." The dormitory secretary, that's the dormitory secretary. In Chinese, dormitory secretary and municipal secretary are pronounced the same. When even high school students begin to ridicule the party leaders, it's safe to assume that the foundation of this party is already crumbling. That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, or share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.